Hello my beautiful fashion lovers, welcome back again to my channel. Thank you for always tuning in. If today is your first time of meeting this beautiful family, you are highly welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. For my OGs, thank you for always tuning in. Thank you and I appreciate. So today we'll be making this trending beautiful gorgeous gown. Okay, we'll be making it today, and please don't miss any of the clip. Watch till the end. Now let's get into the tutorial. So we'll be using pattern to make this dress, and we'll be starting by cutting our marking our starting point. We'll firstly mark our starting point. So when we are done with that, we will mark out our bust line. You mark out your bust line. To start marking that, you're going to minus 5 inches from your normal shoulder length. Then you start from 5 inches. You mark out your shoulder line, your bust point, your under bust point, then your half length, which is your waistline. Okay, you're going to match it. You're going to mark it here, mark it at the other edge too, so it will guide you to make a straight rule, right? So that's what I'm trying to do here. So once you're done with that, you now get your ruler and trace out those lines you've marked. So after that, you're now going to mark your hip line. Okay, you're going to mark your hip line, which I'm marking here. You mark out your hip line and you still use your ruler to trace out what you've marked. Then moving on, you still mark the length of the gown you're working with. The length you're working with, that's what you're going to mark down here. So once you're done marking it, you will rule it out. So I'm marking the length and the folding allowance. That's what I'm trying to mark here. So once you're done with that, you're going to label the lines. The lines you're going to label is starting line, bust point, under bust, waistline, and hip line. So that's how you're going to label it. Then we move ahead to the next one. So moving on, you're going to mark out your shoulder measurements divided by 2. That's what I'm marking out here. Then from there, you're going to mark your armhole. You're still starting from that 5 inches that you are extending. You mark out your armhole, which I'm using 7 here. Okay, then you still go ahead to use your ruler to trace it out, just like this. Once you're done tracing it out, you still use your ruler, the curved side, to mark out your armhole curve. Now moving on, you're going to mark out your dart line. Okay, you're going to mark out your dart line. That is your nipple to nipple divided by 2. Okay, that's what I'm marking out here. yours will be different. You can't use what I'm using. So what I'm marking here is my dart line, which is nipple to nipple divided by 2. So once I'm done, I'll still use my ruler to trace out the points that I've marked. So at the starting point too, I will still fix the dart line over there. Then connect it from the bust point down to the starting line up there. Then I'll go ahead to place my dart, which I'm using 1 inch for here. You can use more than that, you can use lesser than that, okay, depending on how curvy you want the bust to come out. So this 1 inch is what I want to use because this dress is for a teenager, it's not for adults. So and it's not a busty lady, so that's why I'm using this 1 inches. If I'm the one, I will use 1.5. So from that point, from your bust point, you come down by 1/2 inch. Then you connect the dart line to that 1/2 inch that you came down with. You still do so to the other side. So this is where we are so far. Moving on to the starting line, you're going to mark 1/2 inch at the both side. Then on the bust point again, you move up by 1/2 inch. You're going to go up by 1/2 inch, then connect the dart line from that starting line down to the 1/2 inch that you moved up with. So then you just trace out your curve. That's it. Now it's time for us to fix in our bust circumference divided by 4 plus sewing allowance. That is what you're going to mark on the bust point. On the under bust, you're going to mark your round under bust divided by 4. Divided by 4 plus the 1 inch that you place there. Then plus your sewing allowance, making 3 inches total. The 1 inch is 2 inches, then sewing allowance 1 inch. That is 3 inches. That's what I marked there. Then on the waistline, you're going to mark your waist measurement divided by 4 plus the 2 inches that's allowance, then 1 inch sewing allowance. So you're going to replace the dart that you removed there, you're going to replace it back. Okay, that is exactly what I did here. Then on your hip line, you just mark your hip measurement divided by 4 plus your sewing allowance. That is just it. I believe you understand what I just explained. You can still rewind and watch again. So that is exactly what I did here. Then you connect the dots, connect the lines, connect it, and we'll move to the next one. So you're going to trace out the line down to the length of the gown. Now on that hip line, you're going to mark the dart measurement again and connect it up to meet the dart at the upside there. So that same dart measurement, nipple to nipple stuff, that's what you're going to connect there. Then from that dart line, you're going to go up by 3 inches. You're going to go up by 3 inches. Okay, that is what I did here. go up by 3 inches and mark it. Then you're going to connect your dart line to meet that 3 inches you went up. So you're going to connect it this way. Connect the both dart lines. Connect it down to meet that 3 inches you went up. So when you're done doing that, on that hip line again, you go in by 2.5 or 2 inches, depending on how you want it. Okay, depending on how you want that front side to be wide. Then under your waistline, you're going to come down by 1.5 inch or 2 inches, depending on how you want it to be low. But for me, I use 1.5 inches here. Then the 3 inches, the 2.5 inches you marked earlier, you're going to trace it down to the hemline of this gown. You're going to trace it like that, the 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, trace it like that till the hemming line. Then you connect a straight line to connect those points that you marked there down to the hemming line. I believe you understand. Men watching the video, you know what I'm doing here is self-explanatory, but let me still go ahead and explain more. That 2.5 inch, you are going to mark it from here down to the hemming line, and you connect it with your ruler. You are going to connect the lines, the dots, with your ruler. Then this side, you come down by 1.5 inch. Okay, now from that end, you are going to make a curve shape. You're going to make a curve shape meeting that 2.5 distance that you mark initially. Can you see what I'm doing here? That's how you're going to do it. You're going to use your hand to make a curve shape. A curve shape, okay? This is what I'm doing here. Just relax yourself and trace out this curve like this with your hand, okay? I don't think ruler can do this. It's just your hand, you use and trace it out. So that's basically what I did here. And once I'm done doing that, inside the box of this line, I'm going to give a distance of 1.5 inches. Or you can go with 2 inches depending on how you want it, okay? Once I'm done with that, I'm going to connect all those lines down to the hemming line. This is where I'm going to do a slash and spread method, okay? I'm going to do a slash and spread method here, so to give me exactly the fullness of this side in that gown. Do you understand? Yeah, I believe so. So this is where I'm going to do my slash and spread inside this box that I created here. Inside this curve that I created here, I will do a slash and spread method to give me a fuller of this box, to give me a fuller of it, so that it will fit the gathers I'll be making at this particular side of the gown. Do you understand? I believe so. Moving on, this is what we've drafted out so far. Then we'll go ahead to cut out what we've drafted out. Just carefully cut it out, okay? Yeah. So now to the back side, I forgot to press the record button. Oh, I've already drafted everything finished before I went to check that I did not record what I was drafting here. Please pardon me for that, but I will go ahead to explain what I marked here. I still mark out my starting line, then still from that 5 inches, I came down for my bust and my waist and my hip. That is what I need here. Bust, waist, and hip line. That is what I just mark out here. Then the length of the gown. Okay, so when I was done doing that, I now rule out what I've marked with my ruler. And then I fix in my shoulder measurement divided by 2 still go on to mark my armhole, then give it a curve, the armhole curve here, then trace out the lines just the way I did initially. Then I'll go down to mark my dart line, my dart line on my waist and my bust point hip line, and that's what I did here. I go in again by 1 inch 1 inch for my dart, 1 inch 1 inch for my dart. I still connect it with my ruler, straight line. This is not a curvy one now because it's the back side. Straight line, and that is exactly what I did here. At the down side, I went up again by 3 inches as I did at the front side. Then I connect the dart leg to meet that 3 inches. That is exactly what I did here. So, and I went on to fix in my bust circumference, my waist circumference, and my hip circumference, plus my sewing allowance. But I did not add zip allowance. I will add it while cutting the clothes. So once I'm done with that, I will bring that front side that I want to use for slash and spread. I will place it this way on the back side. Still go down by 1.5 inches, which I did at the front side. I'll still go down by that. I will trace it out. Then I will place this pattern that I've drafted that already, because it's still the same thing that we're going to place at the both sides, that is the left and the right side. So I carefully place it this way, and I use my hand to trace out this shape. I just traced out the shape. So this is the shape here, and I'll go ahead to cut out what I've marked. I'll go ahead to cut it out. So at the center front, I'm going to get the center front, go in by 1/2 inch, then come down by 1.5 inch. You can come down by 2, you can come down by 1, depending on how open you want that front to be. Then you connect a V shape like this. I'm going to connect a V shape like this at that front side, then you cut it out. So I've gone ahead now to use those pattern to cut my fabric, cut the lining, and this is it. This is the front, the back, the side. Both of them I've cut it out, and I've also do the slash and spread method, and I've cut it out here, and I cut it for the both side, for the left side and for the right side. Okay, I've cut the two here. I first label it 1 2 3 4, so I will not make a mistake while placing it on the fabric. So this is it here. I cut 2 of it for the both sides, and that is basically. Let's go ahead for the joining. Now for the joining, you get the front side. You're going to get the front side. Get the front side this way. Place it and make a stitch. Place this one and make a stitch. Okay, that is what you're going to do here. So this is it. I've made a stitch for the front side, both for the lining and for the fabric itself. Okay, that is what I've done here. This is the lining, same stitching. Now for the back side, I'll place the back this way. I'm going to place it like this. Place the other side too like that, and make a stitch at that end. Still join the lining too. I will bring it back for us to see. So this is it. I'm done joining the both, the lining and the fabric itself. This is what we've done so far. Now moving on to cut that design at the front, you're going to get a folded fabric this way into 2 by 5.5 with your sewing allowance by 3 inches with your sewing allowance. This is how you're going to do it, and you cut it into 2. Now get the front side this way and place it on it like this. Yes, place it on it like this. Place it on the other side for the both left and the right side. Then you make a stitch. Make a stitch this way. Okay, that's what you're going to do. Before then, you're going to join the both side of this 3 inches that you cut out and sew it and turn it out. Okay, so I'm done stitching it this way. I'm done stitching it. Yeah, this is it. Now let's head to the sleeve. Let's head to the sleeve. I've cut a strap of 11.5 plus sewing inches. Yes, plus sewing inches, but what I need here is 10 inches because what I remove while cutting this cloth is 5 inches for the shoulder side. That is what I remove. Now fold the 2 fabrics into 2 like this. I cut 2 of it like this. Fold it into 2 like this. Place it this way. Now from the open side, you're going to go in by 2 inches or go in by 1 inches. Then for the other side, you're going to go in by 2.5 inches or 3 inches. I told you initially that I was making this outfit for a teenager. Had it been it for me, I will go down by 1 inch, the other side by 4 inches because I want it to look, but it's a teenager that wants to put it on. So I will cut it out. I will cut it out, and this is what we have. This is what we have here. Now I will go ahead to make a stitch to cover up that open side. For the both side, I will make a stitch to cover it up, and I'll bring it. So I'm done covering it like this. Yeah, I'm done covering it this way, covering the other side this way. So this is what I have. Now you're going to get the front side. You're going to get the front side. Then place it this way at that front side. Place the other one too at the other side like this. Place it this way like this. Okay. Then you get your lining and use it to turn it up. Okay. You place your lining this way, front facing front and back facing back. Then you turn it, turn the armhole side, turn the down side, reach the hemming side. Okay. I'm going to use the lining now to turn all the fabrics. Okay. Let's go do that and I will bring it back. You're going to do that to the back side. Use the lining and turn all of it. The armhole, the shoulder, all of it. You're going to turn it with your lining. Now, let's move on. So, this is it after turning, after fixing our sleeve. Then turning with lining. This is where we are so far. Okay. Yeah. So, we are going to fix the sleeve too at the back side, just like this. So we're going to measure 10 inches, which is what we need. The 10 inches we remove initially, 5 front, 5 back. We're going to remove it, which will make it 10 inches. Okay, place it at the back side and you're going to make a stitch. Okay, make a stitch, same thing at this side, same thing at the other side too. So when you're done doing that, you now go ahead to shape the side. Yes, you're going to shape the side with the body measurement, the body circumference. That's what you're going to shape the side, the both side, the left and the right side of it. Let's do that and bring it back. So this is it. I'm done shaping it, holding the sleeve, and this is what we have. So remaining to fixing that our gathers design. Then get that gathers design, hold the edge this way, hold the edge this way, the straight side, hold it with the fabric, with the gown body. Then from that straight side, you're going to stitch it down to the curved side. You leave it. The other side too, you're going to hold the fabric and stitch it down to the curve side. You leave it, the gown and the gathers. Then for this place, I have enough space here. This is where you're going to make your notch at the middle side, then make a gather stitch. You're going to make a gather stitch here. Okay, after holding those straight lines, this place that is for gathers, you're going to make a gather stitch here, a knit gather stitch here after folding the straight lines. This gather stitch is for the curve side. This gather stitch, you're going to place it on the curve side. Okay, it's not at that straight line side, it's all the curve side. That's where all these gathers is going to fall on. Okay, just carefully make a nice gathers shape here and place it and sew it in here. This is where you're going to sew it in, this curved side. That is where we need this gathers design. Okay, I will head to my machine and I will do it and bring it back for us to see. Okay, I will do it for the both side, for the left and for the right side. Okay, that's how I'm going to do it, and I will bring it back for us to see. So I'm done fixing the gathers, and this is what we have. Yeah, this is what we have after fixing the gathers. Now let's go ahead to fix the zip. This is the zip I'm using. I'll go ahead now to fix the zip and fold the hemming side, that is the downside. I will fold it by 1.5 inch or 1 inch, and I'll bring it. So this is it. After giving it a good ironing, this is what we have. This is the final look of our beautiful, lovely gown. This is it. Okay, I'll put it on my mannequin and you will see the beautiful outcome of this dress. So this is it on my mannequin. This is it. Can you see? But I did one thing. I fixed a sleeve for it. I told you initially that it's for a teenager and she's wearing this to church, so I don't think they will accept this. That is why I fixed a sleeve. I just cut a strap, a long strap, and make a pleating on that sleeve side. That is what I did. I'll still show you the outcome of it. So this is the outcome of it after fixing the pleating on that sleeve side. This is what I have. Yeah, this is what I have. This is it. Please, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Support this channel, please. I beg you in the name of God. Support is not easy. This journey is not easy, and I believe with your help, with your love you all are showing, that is why I'm still here and I'm still trying to drop 1 or 2 things. Thank you so much for always watching my videos. See you all in my next video.